What's going on, everybody? I hope y'all are doing great. I want to make a pretty quick video of nostalgia, right? And how you can get lost in it if you're not careful enough. I've been seeing a trend recently with, people around my age, like mid to late 20s, posting videos, reels, etc., of what they deemed as better times or good times, right? And this is almost always in the past because the future, obviously, we haven't experienced it. And let's face it, not a lot of people are focused enough in the present. And I think this can be really dangerous, right? I've fallen into this a few times myself. It can be like literally a song that gets you into this kind of mindset from back in the day, and it just puts you down this perpetual loop of yearning for more of that. And the fact of the matter is, you can't get all of that back. Whether it's a friend that you once knew, a family member that's not with you anymore, or even just maybe a sport that you played, right? It's not something that you can replicate 100%, and that's okay. But I've been seeing this, trend, this nostalgia trend, and honestly, it's like I said, around guys around 20 to, I would say, 30, 35 years old, and they're yearning for that past life that no longer exists. So yearning for that and having a glimpse of it can be okay, but when you get trapped in it and it starts dragging you down, that can be really dangerous. And it took me a while to actually realize this. I'm 28 now, and when you're younger, you're very in the moment, it seems, right? For most people, it's a lot of new things are happening, right? Maybe you just graduated high school, you're playing your first sport, you're going to that new college, and it's new, right? Even as you're a kid, you're experiencing life for the first time, and that's fantastic, right? That's what life's about, with new experiences and learning from not just other people, but the world itself. And that's fantastic. But the problem is when you get older, let's say you get out of college and you get your first job, right? And you just do that day in and day out. You might be learning on that job, right? Which is great, but you're not going to the next level. You're not excelling, right? You're not striving to be something more, because that's almost to you as like the last level or the last step in your quote unquote career. I'm making money now, right? I have a job, and that's kind of it. What do you do? Do you go home and watch Netflix? Right? What do you do outside of that? Usually people don't do a whole lot, and I'm generalizing, but it's true. Now, if you kind of think about this, it's kind of easy to picture a lot of people falling into this trap, because you're doing your day in and day out. Are you really that present if it's not challenging you, and if it's not really a new experience? Probably not. So you can revert back to these old experiences and these old times in your past where everything was fresh, everything was new. And it's dangerous because it's just not the reality, right? So I think the first step in actually having to escape this is realizing that it's okay to actually be nostalgic, right? We're humans. We have memories, and we have a past, and we have a present, and we're going to have a future, right? Your past doesn't define you, just like your present doesn't define you, right? Nor your future. So giving yourself a little bit of grace there, I think, is so crucial. So realize that the nostalgia and feeling that and embracing that is not necessarily a bad thing, right? Another thing real quick is that nostalgia can be very deceptive, right? Because our minds are essentially programmed to, over time, erase the bad out of them, right? So nostalgia can be very positive feeling, even if it's 5, 10, 15, 20 years after the fact, because of that kind of designation of our mind just throwing that out, throwing out the negative for the most part. So you have a lot of fond memories, either growing up or your first relationship or whatnot, right? It doesn't really matter, but they're fond. So that can be dangerous, especially if you're not in a super positive mind, mental framework at the current time, right? So don't let the nostalgia fool you either, because there were rough times just like in every part of your life, right? So challenge that belief. And another thing you got to do is try to be present, right? It's so difficult. We live in such a fast-paced society, especially if you're in America. Everything is fast-paced, right? Drive-throughs, right? Getting your groceries. You can actually order your groceries online, and then they'll be ready for you at the, when you show up to the store. We don't even have time to go to our groceries anymore. So it's very, very crucial to stay present. You can do that by meditating. The gym definitely helps. I'm a super big proponent of the gym, right? Whether you're doing weight training or agility, whatever it is, get something that gets you focused on now, right? That's going to be so crucial, not only for now, but your present self or your future self as well. Because if you're so stuck in the past, what is your future going to look like, right? So staying present, super crucial. Now, other than that, try something new, right? A new skill. Take up some MMA, right? Muay Thai, do swimming. I'm just stating things that are more physically based because that's who I am. But you could read books. Like, I don't think a lot of people read that much anymore, right? And I don't mean TikTok or Instagram reels. Don't read the captions. that can trap you in that as well. But do something new that refreshes you and gives you that spark for life that you had as a kid, right? Or as a teenager or whatnot. Whatever that yearning is that you're having, you can replicate it with new memories, right? That's the thing, like having actual new memories, right? So don't be afraid to go out and create those. And this is advice for myself too. Don't just try to recreate the old ones, because then you're still living in that past life. So those new memories are going to shape not only your present, of course, but if you think about it, in the future, you're going to be telling yourself, man, those were good times. So there's always this perpetual loop of memories that you're having and memories that are created, right, that are eventually going to be in the past. It's kind of strange, but focus on now, create new memories, right, and be present, right? That's all I got for you. If y'all liked it, like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.